Chiesa in the 88th versus Bournemouth. Rio Enyimoa in the 90th plus 10th versus Newcastle United. Szoboszlai with an 83rd minute screamer versus Arsenal. And Salah in the 90th plus 5th today versus Burnley. It's like watching Real Madrid in the Champions League. It doesn't matter if they're nowhere near their best. If they're not playing their best, they still always win. Liverpool are champions, and like champions, they find ways to win. And it is so irritating, and it's so annoying as a Man United fan to go, oh, and get excited. You know, Liverpool might drop points today. Oh, come on, Newcastle. Let's go, Newcastle. Come on, Bournemouth. Let's go, Bournemouth. Oh, come on, Burnley. 1 more minute. Burnley are going to do it for the inevitable to happen. Liverpool score a winner. It is horrible. Horrible, guys. And that's what happens. They're not near their best, and they've won 4 out of 4 games. The only teams win 4 out of 4 games when they're not even at their best, because that is what champions do. It just feels inevitable that they're going to win the league this season. And people might say, but look at the way they've played this season. They've not been great in a lot of their games, and they've had to win it late and find ways to win it. But that is what champions do. Liverpool haven't clicked yet this season. We haven't seen Liverpool at their best yet this season, which means when they do click and when they are at the best, they're going to play a lot better, and they're probably going to win games a lot more comfortably. Like, this is Liverpool at their worst, playing Newcastle, Arsenal, and Bournemouth, which is 3 really difficult games. Burnley's meant to be the easiest of them all, and got 4 out of 4 wins. Nobody else has done that. And I have to say, look, defensively, we're already seeing improvements in Konate the last 2 games. Van Dijk was excellent today. I thought Gravenberch was phenomenal today. I think Szoboszlai has been great. I think Arne Slot could have brought on someone like Rio Enyimoa much earlier. I thought Rio, in the 5 minutes he was on the pitch, he looked bright, he looked direct, he looked almost like Liverpool's most exciting player. You know, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would want the players to pass the ball to Rio Enyimoa as soon as he's on the pitch. And we will talk about that. But Slot made a big call and taking Kirkus off early. Right decision. I think Liverpool did look defensively good today, and they looked defensively good versus Arsenal, whereas they've been vulnerable in transition. The first 3 games of the season, they were conceding 2 goals in, if you count the Community Shield. But I have to say, like, wasn't a good game from Gakpo. Wasn't a good game from Salah again. A lot of people keep talking about Florian Wirtz, but I'm going to say this now. I think Florian Wirtz is at a better start to the season than Mohamed Salah, and that might be an unpopular opinion, but we're not seeing the best of Salah. We know what Salah can do, we're not seeing it. You know, I think Wirtz had moments, but for a £100 million player, you want to see more. But it's, again, Liverpool still win. And they, you know, people saying Liverpool don't need Isak. Well, today's a big example of why they do need Isak. They find ways to win. And it feels sick as a Man United fan, because I don't think they were anywhere near their best. I don't think they're anywhere near their best. And I feel like they're going to click and they're going to be at the very best soon. And when they're at the very best, they're going to be unstoppable. And this is the Premier League. Games are difficult. Arsenal have already dropped points this season. Tottenham have dropped points this season. Manchester City have dropped points this season. Everyone's dropped points this season. Chelsea have. Chelsea dropped points twice now this season. It's not an easy league. And if you're finding ways to get the 3 points, even if you get a bit of luck, even if you're winning it late, that's the most important thing. And that's all Liverpool are going to think about, is the 3 points. Now, I haven't got PowerPoint notes up, and you might be going, Alice, how come you've not got your PowerPoint notes up? I do PowerPoint notes to every game, but it's more because I'm recording this at 4:15 and I want to get this recording done by 4:30 so I can go watch the Manchester derby, and then I can upload this at half time. So if I made notes in PowerPoint notes, I wouldn't be able to film this in time until after the Manchester derby, and I've got to film a Man United video then. And plus, it's not really a game to really have loads of notes on and loads of detail on. It was very much a game of Burnley part the bus, Burnley defended well, Burnley made it very difficult for Liverpool to break them down. Burnley had no transition threat to get at Liverpool the other end. Had Burnley had a Semenyo or a Sarr, it could have been a different game in that sense. But Burnley didn't have the attacking threat. They defended and defended well. Hannibal, ex-Man United player, classic, has to be him of all people. Silly handball, it is a penalty. As much as it sucks, as much as I'd like to go screw the ref, screw VAR, it is a penalty at the end of the day. The Burnley player was being silly. And look, Burnley will feel hard done by. They worked hard, they defended well, but they didn't have the quality to get Liverpool the other end. And Liverpool did defend very well, and they had a very good game. I think players like Ryan Gravenberch on the ball were phenomenal today. Ryan Gravenberch's passing, the little flicks, the little touches he had. Ryan Gravenberch is a very special player. And while I don't think it was Liverpool's best performance, it was very much, they were probably, you know, they dominated possession. They had most of the shots. They were struggling to break Burnley down. You know, there was negatives like Kirkus wasn't a great game. I thought he was quite good in the Arsenal game, Kirkus. But Liverpool had 27 shots today, yeah? 27 shots. They deserve to win. I think they did enough to win the game, but Burnley were defending well. And, because when I look at Liverpool shots, only 4 was on target. I sometimes feel with Liverpool, Burnley were frustrating them and they were taking these shots where maybe they could have passed, or they were taking too many passes and maybe they could have shot. I looked at Liverpool and they had 81% possession, 27 shots, 4 on target. They absolutely dominated the game, but they couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. And Arsenal last season played like this so many games where they drew. There were so many games last season where Arsenal drew because they couldn't find that winner. And that's the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool just find a way to find that winner. Whether it came through the opposition's handball, they find a way. Whereas Arsenal had a lot of games like that last season where they drew. Arsenal had a lot of draws last season, which is why the title run was so easy for Liverpool. And that's the big difference. That's why Liverpool are the Real Madrid right now, because they will always find a way to win. Whereas Arsenal, they're not quite able to do that. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Liverpool and I wanted to talk about the individual players. I have to say, I'm surprised Hugo Ekitike still isn't getting 90 minutes. I would have actually kept Hugo Ekitike on and taken Gakpo off, to be honest. I don't even really... I think Ryan Gravenberch was excellent. I thought he was absolutely excellent. I think he's really good on the ball, breaking the lines. I think he had a phenomenal game. I think Konate looked a lot better. I thought Van Dijk was good. I thought Dominic Szoboszlai, whether he plays right back, whether he plays in midfield, I think Dominic Szoboszlai is excellent. One thing about Dominic Szoboszlai is the absolute power and engine he has on him. He never stops running. He can play right back. He can play centre mid. He looks good anywhere on the pitch. But I did think as soon as he went into midfield, Liverpool looked better. I thought Conor Bradley coming on, Szoboszlai coming into midfield, I felt that as good as he was at right back, I think, Szoboszlai was very good at sort of playing those, like making those runs, playing those little passes. He had completed 10 final third passes. He made 4 recoveries, 2 interceptions, 98 touches. I thought he was very much involved in the game, and his movement causes issues, his pressing causes issues, his work rate causes issues. Like, as an athlete, he's immense. He's the guy that gets the ball, and he's the guy that drives Liverpool forward. And I have to say, McAllister was phenomenal for Liverpool last season, and an unbelievable player, but Dominic Szoboszlai is stealing the headlines in midfield. I think Dominic Szoboszlai playing at right back is fine, but I think right now he needs to go in midfield, and there's a question because there's Gravenberch, McAllister and Wirtz, which is probably the best midfield three on paper, but Dominic Szoboszlai, with the way he's playing and how good he was when he went into midfield, you can argue deserves to go in there. I think he's phenomenal. As I said, Ryan Gravenberch on the ball, his passing was just something different today. And Virgil van Dijk, I have a stat on Virgil van Dijk if I can find it. Yes, this was from the first half. Virgil van Dijk was the only Liverpool player to win 100% of his duels in the first half versus Burnley, which was 6 out of 6. Virgil van Dijk in total won 10 out of 11 duels, which is insane. 4 clearances, 1 out of 1 tackles, made 21 final third passes, had 109 touches, created a chance. I think man of the match for me is probably Van Dijk, because I just look at the clean sheet and what a defensively strong performance that was. You can argue Gravenberch, you can argue Szoboszlai, you can argue those 3 could be man of the match, but I have to say Virgil van Dijk's man of the match for me. Back-to-back clean sheets, he's so strong. If something happened to Virgil van Dijk, I think Liverpool would really, really struggle. I think he's such an elite level centre-back, and he still is at this age, that he's so important to Liverpool. Gravenberch also created 3 chances and completed 2 take-ons in the first half, which is more than any other player versus Burnley. I thought Gravenberch was very good in the first half, in particular on the ball, had a bit of that Sergio Busquets in him. But I want to talk about young Rio Enyimoa. I think Rio Enyimoa should have come on 10 minutes sooner. I felt that when Rio Enyimoa got the ball, we put that ball into Frimpong, that cross into Frimpong, it just felt like something was going to happen every time young Rio got the ball. It just felt like he was going to make something happen. He wanted to drive at players. He wanted to make things happen. He looked, I know it was only a little cameo, but he looked more exciting to dribble, to make things happen, to take on his man. He's eager to maybe take risks. And I felt that sometimes Liverpool, they were working hard, but some of the players were playing a pass that they didn't need to play, or overthinking it, or passing it too much. Whereas when Rio got the ball, it was, you step overs, let's get my cross in. If I'm not going to get my cross in, I'll play it back. But I want the ball, I want to make things happen. And it would have been interesting to see if he'd got 10 minutes more, what would have happened. And I think maybe Slot could have made his other subs early. He was brave with the Kirkes sub. He made that early. Could he have made his other subs early? He's obviously, Rio's a young player, but I think every time I've looked at Rio, whether it be in pre-season or the cameo versus Newcastle, he's proven why he could deserve other opportunities. So my general review of the game is, not great from Liverpool, but they were dominant. They did do enough to win, and they got the breakthrough. It's inevitable. It's like Real Madrid in the Champions League. It's what champions do, and I hate it as a rival. It hurts. I thought Wirtz had good moments, but we need to see more from Wirtz. I thought Gravenberch was good. I thought Szoboszlai was good. I thought Rio's cameo was good. I think Frimpong had bright bits. Game to forget from Kirkes. I thought he was good versus Arsenal, though. I thought the centre-backs looked stronger. I thought Liverpool looked defensively stronger. Is that because there's not a transition player testing them? Who knows? But look, Liverpool were okay. It wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't an amazing performance. They found a way to win, and all Liverpool are going to be thinking about right now is 3 points. And I think they will click and they will be better, and that's what worries me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.